Hey there guys, DMO73 here, bringing you some more spoiler coverage for the week. Today we are looking at more of Soul's support, the fire-water kind of combination cards. Pretty interesting stuff, so let's go ahead and dig right in. So first up we have this 2-drop Resonator Spirit, Catalyst Spirit. It is a 2-drop 6/6. 1 blue, 1 red, and it says banish this card, put 2 mana counters on target J/ruler. So I really like this card for Soul. I feel like it is pretty handy because of the fact that you can just banish it at instant speed to kind of take this mana this will that you spent on it already, and then turn it into kind of recycled will for your ancient magics later. So spending 2 and then later it gets you 2 means essentially in the long run this card is free, but it's not an ancient magic by itself. So I think that's pretty interesting, feels pretty balanced. We'll definitely have to see how that feeds into Soul and stuff like that, but a pretty cool card, I definitely think so. Next up we have Rachel, which is Alhamaat's Advisor, if that's how it's pronounced. 2-drop 6/6 water, Resonator Ancient. So this is crazy. Master Lapis, I hope you know your punishment for returning is execution. So clearly Lapis and his dad are not friends, but Rachel serves his dad, and she has an inheritance ability, which is very interesting, and for 2 blue you can discard her to return target Resonator to its owner's hand. So this is essentially an uncounterable bounce spell. That's really cool. I really like that a lot, and even as a creature her stats are pretty solid, so pretty cool to see inheritance abilities come from other things other than the beasts. Interesting, waiting to see where else that pops up. Now we have Rachel's Smile. So this is crazy. So it's a 5-drop quick cast, so 2 blue and 3 colorless, but it is an ancient magic, so that's also important to know that you can technically cast it for free eventually with those guys. And it just says rest all J/resonators and magic stones your opponent controls. That can be particularly devastating. If you're a control player and you aren't paying attention, or you're just not ready for it, your opponent can just be like, well, in my upkeep, tap down everything you own, go off, make my huge play, and kill you. So this definitely has some potential, I think, especially for mirror matches. I think control mirror matches, I think this card would be just fine. But pretty cool effect to kind of just rest everything, including their magic stones and their J ruler. So pretty awesome, because this can also set them back a stone, because if you do it in the priority sequence after recovery, so you can go like you've recovered all your stuff, rest everything you own, and then you can't even tap for a stone that turn, which is pretty cool. Now we have the Time Guide Admiral Alfred. I'll be better than my father for the sake of Altea. I'll record all of time. So this is clearly it looks feminine, but is male with Alfred. This is Allosaurus' kid, which is pretty interesting. 3-drop 8/8. When this card enters your field, if you removed 2 or more mana counters from your Jade Ruler this turn, and if no produced will, you can put 2 mana counters. Essentially what this clause is for is so you can't be like, well, I'll float 2 blue with this, and then I'll play this, and then I'll get 2 more. You have to actually spend that mana from those mana counters on something, and so you have no produced will at all in order to be able to play this card and get the trigger off of it. But 3-drop 8/8 is pretty good stat-wise, and again, more ways to ramp up your mana counter Jade Ruler is pretty cool. Now we have Demonic Instigator, 3-drop 7/7. Interesting. 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 colorless. It's J/res. Your opponent's control must attack this card if able. So it has that same old Arthur effect. And then it has whenever this card is dealt damage by a J/res, this card deals that much damage to that J/res. So this is essentially a fusion of like Crime and Punishment and Arthur. Only problem is its stats are pretty terrible, I think, for that kind of effect. You have to find a way to pump this guy up or protect him or something so that he's going to survive to make it worth it, especially as a 3-cost. I mean, it's a pretty huge expense for it to only kill 1 creature, and it seems like it's something that your opponent could manipulate pretty easily to prevent. So especially since he doesn't naturally have a way to rest himself. I mean, I guess he's okay when you swing, so then you're going to get 700 damage and then they have to swing at him, but it just doesn't feel like it's gonna be that powerful, at least right now. Last up, we have Prokaryotic Being, is 2-drop 0/0, who gains +2/+2 for each spell in your graveyard. So this is like the old Cthulhu card, Pythagua card. And then for red, you can give it swiftness, and for blue, you can give it flying. So this is pretty interesting. If Horn of the Sacred Beast, if your opponent isn't playing Horn of the Sacred Beast and you're playing a control deck, this is definitely a finisher card. You can just burn all your spells, ramp, pump all your spells up as far as you need to go, and then play this guy for 4, essentially, and just swing in and kill them. So very interesting, but if Horn of the Sacred Beast is a card, then this is much more vulnerable, and that card is still a card, so most decks are playing it at least as a one of, so I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. It's also really creepy looking, but it'd be interesting to see what happens with this as the format changes. So that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think about these cards in the comment sections down below. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, this is DMO73 signing off.